So the big question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. And good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to In the Booth with Earl Hall. Make sure that you join up at the website for free, stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. Join up there for free. Get a ton of free information right there on the site, sent to you via email, the whole 9 yards. Today's show is going to be something else. First of all, thanks everyone for being here on time and in the chat room. You guys know I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for you, the voiceover artist that is looking to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. A successful voiceover career. I want to make sure you guys know you can tune in and listen to me on Alexa. I put up a post. I got an email from Tom, I think, on yesterday saying that he couldn't find me on Alexa. So what did I do? I went to Google and typed in how to find a skill on Alexa, and boom, there it was. So I posted, the link, for everyone that's a member of Steps to Voiceover Success. Also, I think if you're members of Earl Hall Studio, I think that it posted in that one as well. A lot of people were interested in how to tune in to me on Alexa and make that a part of their morning flash briefing. Because I know everyone can't tune in live all the time to this, little podcast that I do every morning. So, but thank you everyone for being here. If you're in the chat room right now on stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, go ahead, let me know that you're here. Go ahead and heart that player right now. Give that player a heart, if you like the show, that is. But I'm assuming if you come in every day, you must like the show in some way, shape, or form. Who's seen the blog post that I did this morning? And I'm sitting here and I'm looking. The title of the blog post that I posted this morning, literally, it was maybe about 30 minutes ago that I posted this blog post. And the title of it is Voiceover Coaches Are Only Interested in the Money. And I looked at this, and I really want to get into this today. And I really want some good conversation, comments, all that other kind of stuff on the blog post, even right here in the chat for this particular podcast. I'm going to add this podcast to the blog post as soon as this is over. I'm going to put the player right in this so that people can not only read what it is that's there, but also can listen to the show as well. Good morning, Justin. How's it going? Now, here's the thing. When I looked at it on Facebook, when I posted this blog on Facebook, voiceover coaches are only interested in the money. I said, you know what? People are going to like this post without reading the post. And it was one of those things I was like, Because what happens when, we're scrolling through our Facebook feeds and things of that nature, we see something either in words or in video or in an image form, and we think it says something that maybe it doesn't say. We think that the blog post may be something that it actually isn't. And when I looked at the title, and it wasn't my intention, I wasn't trying to make clickbait or anything like that. I was just trying to think of what's the best thing that I can call this. For this. But what I realized is that there were going to be two distinct, maybe three distinct different groups of people that would like this post, but would not read the post. Now, when you look at the title, voiceover coaches are only interested in the money. Those of you that agree that that is the case and you've been pissed off by voiceover coaches and things of that nature, you will like the post because you believe that statement is true. Now, it may or may not be true, depending on the coach that we're talking about or that you're talking about or envisioning in your mind. So a couple of things can happen with that. Then you've got the group of people that will click on that says voiceover coaches are only interested in the money. They will like it because maybe they're a voiceover coach And that is true to them. But where the rubber meets the road is in this third group of people that will look at that image that I have with those words. Voiceover coaches are only interested in the money, and they want to dig in deeper, and they go and read the post, and they'll even go a step further. They will, read the post, and then at the bottom of the post, they will put their comment, so on and so forth. This morning, or actually this started for me last night, and maybe it even started farther than that. And once again, thanks everyone for coming into the show. If you're in the chat room, go ahead and say, hey, Earl, what's up? Good morning. All that other kind of stuff. Would love to speak to you back and let you know that I see you in the chat there because you left a comment. For the longest time, and I'm going to do my best not to read this blog post because I'd rather for you to actually read it and give your comments based on what's there, or even based on what you hear in this show. I remember years ago when I first started in voiceover, and I would watch YouTube videos. I mean, I still do. I watch a ton of YouTube videos. I really don't watch anything from anyone in the voiceover industry, but I watch a ton of videos earlier on, in particular this year, on how to build a YouTube following, how to get ranked in YouTube, things of that nature. I watched a lot of videos concerning that, and I gravitated away from that once I learned it because I became a practitioner of it. I started watching videos more concentrated in on internet marketing, which is really a big part of what it is that I teach to build, to start, build, and grow your voiceover business. So I dove deep into internet marketing, not from a voiceover perspective, but from the perspective of internet marketing as a whole, so that I could get a good grasp of different things that all of us need to get a grasp of when it comes to marketing our businesses, because it's online, people. Believe me, it is online, and getting attention online, it takes time. It takes a concerted effort. It takes being a practitioner of the platform that you're on. And I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about Facebook, talking about Twitter. I'm talking about, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, the whole 9 yards. But most importantly, that platform that you're comfortable with. It takes you becoming a practitioner and an expert at understanding the platform and how to communicate on these different platforms that are out there, because they're all not the same. They are not the same in the way that we ought to be communicating. And some of you have probably noticed an uptick in my sharing of information across all of these different platforms, because all of you are communicating with me through all of these platforms. You just have your platform of choice. And so that's where we communicate. But years ago, when I was first starting in voiceover, and we're going back over a decade now, there was really not a lot of information on voiceover. Back in that time, we're going into the, early 2000s at this point, and well, actually late 90s. If we go back all the way, there was not a lot of information back in those times. It was about you getting an agent. It was about you going to, the voiceover conferences, if they had them at the time, but it was mostly, getting an agent. And doggone it, how did you get an agent back then? I don't know. You really had to know somebody that knew somebody to really get in, or come in through different avenues, like you were an actor already, you were in Hollywood, you were in New York, those different areas. And bump up now to approaching 2018. It's a totally different world that's out here in regards to how you can build a voiceover business. And there are several different ways that you can go at this. There really are. But the one constant is getting people's attention. That's the constant, in getting people's attention. And so when I look back at my own career and how it is that I built mine, and the lack of information that was out there back then, as opposed to the just overwhelming information that's out there right now. You guys have heard me say you don't ever have to pay for a course if you're willing to do the work. The work being the research on how you do this thing, the research on marketing, the research on building your brand. And that's another thing people in voiceover don't understand. You are the brand. People are buying you. And if you can become a personality in this thing, if you can become someone that people pay attention to, doors will start to open. But it takes time. I look at the number of people that have started YouTube channels and stopped YouTube channels. I did it myself. I started a YouTube channel, stopped a YouTube channel, and began it again the earlier part of this year, which now is approaching, 1,500 subscribers to my YouTube channel, which is just crazy to me that it's built that quickly just since basically April or May of this year. But I paid attention. I'll go back to last year in 2016. I paid attention to people like Bill DeWeese, paid attention to people like Mark Scott, paid attention to people like Dave Cavassier, in particularly the Booth Junkie, Mike Delgadio, Mike Russell, awesome guy that can teach you anything about Adobe Audition. It's Mike Russell. These folks I began to gain some knowledge from, about a year or two ago when I first really, really dove into and made a commitment to voiceover. And I paid for courses, the whole 9 yards. And one of the things that I began to see and I began to notice, especially after I started a YouTube channel, the number of requests that come in to little old me, via email, via the comments in my YouTube section, via instant messenger, whether it be on Facebook or something like that, people that have my phone number, the people that are calling the office and things of that nature. And that's done nothing but grow. It's simply grown and grown and grown. What's up, Lenny? Glad to see you in the house. All of this being said, the things that I started hearing about voiceover coaches, and let's just be honest, the things that I've said about voiceover coaches, the things that you've heard me say in one-on-one calls about voiceover coaches that are out here. We would all start saying things like, oh, they're just interested in the money. Oh, it's a scam. They're just trying to take advantage of people that don't know. They're charging these exorbitant amounts. And, why do they charge so much? People that are just getting into this can't afford this type of thing, and none of this is going to work anyway. I've taken all these courses and nothing has ever worked. One of the things I realize is we have professional course takers that are out here. People that continue to take course after course after course after course. And they get and garner all of this information, whether for free or whether because they paid for a course. Hey, what's up, Dan? And they do nothing with the information. Now, as a professional voice actor and as a coach at this point in my career, I see a lot from all different angles of things that go on. And especially in the conversations that I have from day to day with people that are looking to start, build, and grow a voiceover career, I continue to hear these same things. Oh, people are charging too much. Why is this and that? And why are these things going on? And I can't afford this. Can I be blunt here? I want to be really blunt. No one is here building a business so that they can make sure that you can afford it. No one. Now, take that what I just said, get mad if you want to, but take that information that I just said and now apply this to your voiceover business. Do you want to be making the rock bottom bare minimum in voiceover? Are those the clients that you want? Or do you want the clients that are invested in quality and that are willing to pay you what you feel that you're worth? I want you to really think about that. Because we all, and I'm including myself in this, we've complained about how much people charge for voiceover courses. And, I took this course, but this didn't work and that didn't work and things of that nature. And as I go to break right now, we're going to come back and I want you to think about this. How much of it was your coach's fault and how much of it was yours? I'm going to take a break. We're going to be right back. Coming the first quarter of 2018, the VoiceOver magazine just for you. All about you. VQ Magazine. VoiceOver Quarterly produced by Earl Hall Studio. VQ Magazine is dedicated to the new and up-and-coming voiceover artist that is looking for real answers and information on how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. Bookmark the page now. www.voquarterly.com. voquarterly.com. Did you get the book yet? The book, Steps to Voiceover Success by Earl Hall, is in the Amazon Top 100. Get it now on Kindle and paperback. Get the paperback and get the Kindle version super cheap. Steps to Voiceover Success is all about how you can start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. Read the amazing reviews from other VOs that already got the book and add yours to the mix after you read it. No nonsense, to the point, and get free links to amazing step-by-step training videos on how you can build the voiceover career you deserve. Steps to Voiceover Success. Get it now on Amazon.com. Hey, do you have a particular skill that can help the voiceover industry? Audio production, script writing, background music composition, Facebook marketing, website development, special gear, even voiceover training? Well, you should be running a commercial on In the Booth with Earl Hall. Your commercial will be heard by thousands of VOs across the globe each month. If you need clients for your product or service, we've got your audience right here for only $97 per episode or monthly on every episode for just $2.97 per month. Want more information? Visit stepstovoiceoversuccess.com/pages/advertise and look at our amazing stats over just 28 days. stepstovoiceoversuccess.com/pages/advertise or just click the link in the description. Thanks for keeping it locked right here on stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. I'm your host, Earl Hall. Thanks for keeping it locked right here in the booth with Earl Hall. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. If you have not checked out the blog, that's what I'm talking about this morning. The blog that I posted, voiceover coaches are only interested in the money. Posted that on LinkedIn, posted it on Facebook, YouTube, not YouTube, it's not on YouTube yet, Twitter, even included some other voice coaches in I kind of tagged a couple of them in particular on Twitter, that are over there on Twitter, because I believe that there needs to be a discussion. I believe that we need to have this open and honest discussion about voiceover coaches and you guys, the voiceover artists that are looking to learn the biz. There needs to be an open and honest conversation. And I haven't seen many, but let's just be honest, I don't consume a lot of information in regards to the voiceover industry. But nothing has just jumped out at me. So if you have not seen the blog post, I want you to see the blog post. It's right in the blogs at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. It's the latest one. If you're following me on YouTube or you're following me on Facebook in particular in Earl Hall Studio or in Steps to Voiceover Success group, you're going to see the post right there. It's got this woman kind of with her hands thrown up, mouth open. Voiceover coaches are only interested in the money is the name of the blog post. And I believe there needs to be this open and honest discussion about this. And you guys, many of you have called me a rebel in voiceover, and I believe that I am a rebel on many circumstances. And most of my rebellion has come from the voiceover industry, as opposed to the voiceover artist. And I'm separating the two out. The voiceover industry I'm seeing as a hierarchy as the coaches and the agents and the biz of voiceover. And then I'm looking at you, the voice actor that is out there looking to get their shot. And there's not a lot of conversation. And one, I believe, because people would be scared, I think, to talk as bluntly as I talked in this blog post, because I'm kind of coming down on the voice actor in this. And there's a specific reason. You guys have heard me talk about grind and don't quit. You've heard me talk about looking at yourself in the mirror. You're the person to blame for the success or failure. And whenever you start looking at someone else to blame, you've given complete power over your destiny and your life to someone else. So when I wrote this blog post, and it does come down a little bit hard on the voice actor, because this is what I believe. And I see it over and over. Now, I'm not throwing a blanket on everyone here, but this is a lot of what I see. People get drawn into a video, or they get drawn into a blog post or some sort of ad that they see on Facebook or wherever. And, you've got someone promising you dollars. I mean, literal dollar amounts for what you can make in voiceover. I'm never going to do that. And you are drawn in by a figure. Yeah, I want to make that much money in voiceover. So what do? You go over there, you click the link, you look at a video or a webinar or read a blog post or whatever, and you're on a sales page and you get sold. You get sold. You know why you got sold? On something that maybe would not benefit you? Not that the course wasn't beneficial. Not that the course wasn't beneficial. But you got sold a bill of goods because you weren't ready. You got sold a bill of goods because you thought that, oh, I'm going to do this in the next 30 days. This is going to happen in the next 30 days. And why in the world people think that voiceover is this industry that you can go into and just blow up overnight just is beyond me. At this point in my career, it is beyond me. It is the fire that I continually try and put out every time I'm talking to a lot of different voice actors all over the globe. The question that I get, the number one, you guys have heard me talk about the number one thing you need to do as a voice actor is get clients. You've heard me say that ad nauseum, right? The number one question I get asked is, how do I make it in voiceover? That's the number one question that I get asked. So what did I do? I went and I made a course. Here's how you get started in voiceover. You can find it at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. Now, that's not a plug for my course, but it's one of those things where if you guys could only imagine, put yourself in the shoes of a voiceover coach, whether they're teaching script interpretation, whether they're teaching audio production, whether they're teaching marketing. If you could imagine the level of interaction that voiceover coaches have to go through in a day. Since we've been online here, I've gotten 4 emails about voiceover questions. Since the show started, I've got voiceover consulting that I have to do right after the show, so on and so forth. But if you could imagine the hundreds, in my case, the hundreds of emails that I get a week from people that are not enrolled in a course of mine, the hundreds of emails that I get, people asking me questions on how to build a voiceover career. Can you imagine, and I want you to be completely fair here, can you imagine going to anyone that is a professional in any industry and asking them the question, which is basically this: how can I be you? How can I do what you've done? Pausing for effect. Can you imagine asking a doctor, tell me how you learned brain surgery? Can you imagine asking a famous attorney, tell me how to become as famous as you? Now, if I were to give the honest answer and go back over my 10-year career in voiceover and the grind and don't quit mentality that I've had, you want to be Earl? You want to be like Earl? Okay. And many people have the same story, or stories that when I say same story, I mean similar stories to this. How can you be successful in voiceover? Well, let me see. Let's go back and see. If I go back to the beginning, I tell you what, go through a divorce, go through losing a job, go through being accused of crimes and almost being put in prison because of false allegations, go through having 2 cars repossessed, go through what else? Having your business destroyed because of a business partner. Go through losing family members that are close to you. Go through people telling you you'll never be successful in this. Go through this and more. You want the success level of someone. If you're looking at someone and looking at the success that they've had in life, if you constitute what their life is as successful, there's been heartache, there's been pain, there has been tragedy, there's been death, there has been sickness, disease, everything else in these people's lives. If you want what someone else has, then you've got to be willing to go through all the pain it took for them to get there. Now look at your own life and look at the requests that you have of people, whether they're other voiceover talent or voiceover coaches. And people ask questions of these people, self included, and they want an easy button to push. They want a website to go to. They want a app to buy. And that's all they want to do. They want to get the app and have the app do all the work. They want to go to the website and join a website and have tons of work come in. But what is so ironic is that when you ask people to actually do the work, and you hear me say this constantly, if you're not willing to work the next 1 to 5 years eating crap to build your business, please stop it today. Please quit today. Please put your gear on Amazon or eBay and sell it because you're not ready. Voiceover and building a voiceover career is extremely rewarding, but it's extremely hard. It is not easy. It will take you having to do things you've never done in regards to a level of work that you never thought you possibly could do if you want to be successful. I've said before, I'm not the guy you can talk to and say, well, I was busy, so I didn't get around to it. Okay, it wasn't important to you. I'm not the guy you can talk to and say, well, this isn't working out, as well as I thought it would work out. And you've been in this for 3 months. I'm not that guy. Until you've experienced some pain, and I've moved beyond the voiceover realm right now. This is just the life realm, and this is you being successful and being above average. You being extraordinary does not come from less than average engagement or work. I'm trying to help you here. Because if you go into 2018 with a mindset of it was my coach's fault, no, it was yours. I'm just telling you that straight out. Now, are coaching programs different? Yes, they are. Coaches are different. There's many different levels of coaching. There's different types of coaching. There's different engagement with coaches that are out there. And that is all perfectly fine and good. Because as always, buyer beware. Buyer beware. Yeah, I have to beware of what I buy. And I have to own the decisions that I make. You have to own the decisions that you make. Now, the voiceover coaches that are out here that aren't very good, they'll lose because you as the market will basically make them lose because you won't continue to purchase their products. And the person that offers the most value is the person that's going to win. Same thing with you as a voice actor. If you offer the most value, there are certain things that you have to do as a voice actor that maybe other voice actors aren't willing to do or can't do, the marketplace will dictate who wins. We live in a marketplace, especially on social media and online. You are the marketplace for a voiceover coach. And if you're not out here talking about what happened in your own personal experience and also accepting the responsibility of what happened, because if you sign up for a course and you never implement the course and 2 years go by and someone asks you about a course from some guy or some gal and you say, oh, it didn't work. Well, that's bull crap. It didn't work because you didn't work it. Okay. I think I've said enough. I want your comments on this. I think there needs to be a discussion. Are there bad coaches out there? Absolutely. Are there lazy voice actors out there that don't want to work? Of course there are. Are there plenty of us that are on the opposite end of these spectrums and that we're above board and we're willing to dig in and willing to sacrifice and willing to work harder than we've ever worked to build our businesses? You gosh darn tootin' better believe it. Did I just say gosh darn tootin'? Okay. See, I'm trying not to use profanity. So I sound stupid. Anyway, don't fall for the quick wins. Don't fall for someone telling you you're going to make it next week because you're not. but set your mind going into 2018 that you're going to work harder than you have ever worked before. And if you get that mindset of working hard, if you honestly get that mindset that you're going to work harder than you've ever worked before to build your voiceover business, you're going to win. You're going to win. I want to thank Justin. I want to thank Lenny, Dan, and Tanya for commenting in the chat today. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. Please, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and give a heart on the player and let me know that you liked it. I've got an appointment coming up in 30 minutes. Yeah, I just came up on the phone with Mia. Looking forward to talking with you, Mia. Look, if you have not been to the website, stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, make sure that you get there and get the free information. I do have a webinar coming up on Thursday. I'm giving away, just for signing up to the webinar, I'm giving away 6 hours of training that has only been available in my private group. If you're already in my private group, there's really no need for you to sign up for the webinar at all. You're getting it already. But if you've never come to a webinar of mine, or should I say, if you've never signed up for one of my courses or anything like that, you're not in my private coaching group, then sign up for the webinar. I want to give you this as a Christmas gift to you, absolutely free, just for signing up. There's no tricks or anything like that. You sign. I don't care if you don't come to the webinar. I want you to have this information because I want you to go into 2018 with no excuses. And getting this 6 hours of training from me, you're not going to have any excuses at all. At all. Okay. I want your comments on the blog. Go there after this show's over. I want your comments on the blog. I want to see what you have to say. I want you to read the blog because this is the conversation I think we need to have. If you see it on Twitter, comment it on Twitter. If you see it on Facebook, comment on Facebook. If you go to the blog, comment on the blog. Who's with me? We need to have this conversation. Thanks, Ben, so much for being in here. Appreciate you, buddy. Lenny, Tanya, you guys are the best. I love you guys. I'm going to be here for you tomorrow, as I am Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, showing you how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover business. You guys have an awesome and amazing Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed.